NorCal, how's it going? What is up? I've tried to catch your stream a couple times. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Hey, I don't know how to pronounce that. Bobulatus? Thank you. I appreciate that. Very kind of you. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate the support. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I'm going to be moving a little bit closer to the mic here, so. Alrighty, good deal. Yeah, it's been a minute, and I apologize. Been just crazy busy and all sorts of stuff. Computer crashed last Monday.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Okay, yeah, not talking to you, Alexa, but computer crash. I said it again. PC. Never mind. PC crashed, and yeah. Turns out it was just a watch battery. Fixed it. So, yay. But very frustrating stuff. And then work and everything just piling on, so that's actually good. Artists don't get paid quick enough times, so that's always a struggle too. So you still gotta work on top of it. But full-time would be nice at some point. Someday. But I've been trying to post some of my sketches that I've done, you know, that are just kind of small, random ones. I got some more coming and just haven't gotten to them, so. Let's go. Oh, and then on top of that, my lady's car not crashed. Took a dump basically. It needs to be replaced. So just have a lot on my plate, a lot going on that we're gonna get adjusted and fixed and whatnot, and then hopefully everything starts to balance out, because I'd like to do this more regularly, have a regular schedule going. It's kind of frustrating not, you know, letting something sit for so long, because this is commissioned, and I don't mean to do that to anyone that commissions me, you know, make them wait so long for something, but you can't rush art, isn't that what they say? So we'll just keep going and get there. Yeah, you know, life happens sometimes all at once, and what can you do? You know, you just keep rolling with it, keep going with keep working it out and stuff. So not the biggest deal, just it's a lot. So kind of forgot where I was sort of working with this one, but you know, working a lot with little sketching portraits, just being loose and enjoying what I do. I think I have a different almost like an improved skill set coming back to this. So I don't know, it's kind of an interesting concept when you really get down to it. So and then once I get the frog out of my throat, I'll probably sound normal. crap, sharpen. There we go. My gosh. It's like, I don't want to sharpen. Maybe I'm using the wrong sharpener. Maybe I've been using this other one. Maybe that's why that one took so long. I think that might actually be the case, because it makes these really long points on there, and I think I've been using a different one. So, hopefully also it fixed some of my other glitches with the rates, bandwidth and all that. Hopefully that is working right too. Yeah, it'd be nice to get to a point where there's no more problems. Because that's been sort of kind of discouraging me from wanting to do more. It's like, you always have a problem, then you don't want to get on, you know? It's just frustrating. I gotta spend more time on these eyes too. I think kids are probably one of my favorite things to draw. Aside from, I have like a lot of others, but I like to draw, but I think that's one of them. I love the smiles and everything. Yeah. So what have you been up to? Anything exciting at all? This weird line right here? I guess there's another ripple. So. It's weird how it started this one. I'm on for a short while today. I tried to get on a lot sooner. Unfortunately, I just couldn't get... I kept having work stuff come up. And kept trying to get past that so I could focus. But I'm in a good mood today. And that's kind of important when you're working on things that you've worked on for a really long time. You gotta be in the right mindset, or you'll do something you regret, and there's no going back and fixing that. So nice. Okay, used a pressure washer for the first time. Those are actually pretty satisfying, I'm not gonna lie. You do have to have the right one for some projects, and like if you're doing a large amount of area, I found that I tried to like lower the, like compensate and get the not as powerful one in the right nozzle, so it was like a lot of work for a little area. But if you're doing general stuff, you know, just cleaning, that's fine. But like I was doing concrete, and it took a long time to do a lot of it because I didn't have the right nozzle, and then it kept tripping our breaker. So I'd probably go gas powered in the future. That's my experience with those. But they are very satisfying and a lot of fun, so. simple today and just work on some of these designs. This is like the bulk of it. There isn't much left after this. I got the face pretty close to where I want it to be. I'm gonna add a little bit of, you know, more depth to it, but I basically just want it to look nice, soft, and somewhat subtle. And then I gotta go in and adjust the highlights just a smidge to make them a little bit more accurate, and then the fine highlights for his eyebrows so that he doesn't look hairless, like a hairless eyebrow kid. But not a ton left. So now the reason why this takes so long, or as long as it does, is because it's a watercolor paper. It's a really high-end, expensive watercolor paper, so it's very textured, and just takes a little extra time pressing in and getting all the grooves and stuff. But it looks really good, and we got very minimal shine from some of the graphite areas. I'm using matte black Pitt graphite matte for this area, and then Faber-Castell's, I think it's like 9000 series for everything else. And I just really like that graphite, to be honest. Just go in and add each little shape as I see it. It's not an exact science. I just try to get as close as I can to matching and go from there. And we'll have a little bit more shading to do in the shirt and everything, but it's looking pretty cool. I don't think I'm going to add any skin tone arms to this. I think I'm going to leave it cut at the shoulder and sleeve, because I don't know. I, for some reason, sometimes think that's kind of cool. But if I do, I'll add a little bit of skin here and just kind of drop it off, and then that's it. Kind of keeping this sort of uniform here. So. And with clothing, the designs don't have to be absolutely perfect, especially when it's abstract like this. I know we go for hyper-realism, but we also go for what aesthetically looks pleasing. And sometimes photographs, that happens. Things don't always quite look right. So when we're doing the art portion of it, we can take a little bit of freedom and make it look the way we think it should look, essentially. Kind of a neat little thing we get to do, essentially. I feel like it's been so long I forgot what this process is all about. It just takes time, patience, and so on. So I do have a line here that goes all the way down, looks like, into this crease. That's what it's doing. I just love these silhouette palm tree looks. This thing looks so cool. I think it's a very classy shirt. I don't know if this was this is my friend's kid, so I don't know if this was a random photo or a planned one, but it just turned out so well, and I was like, let me do this one for you guys, and that's what we ended up doing. We went through so many, trying to decide which one would look best, and I felt drawn to this one, so, and she agreed, she liked it. we got about 20 more minutes-ish on this one. And then I gotta go to work. So, yay. Don't we just love work? Honestly, if I could just do this all day, I'd be the happiest person in the world and wouldn't need a lot of money. But you gotta provide for people, so. If anyone's interested in commissioning or, you know, purchasing a certain kind of work that I do, can certainly discuss it. I don't do unreasonable requests or like, how do I explain this? You know, unruly deadlines or anything like that. So, but I do operate on commission. And we always talk about it first before agreeing upon anything and kind of plan it out and stuff like that. There's contracts involved. For the most part, just, you know, reducing liability from anyone. But I take it very professionally. So I do get a lot of really odd requests for some very interesting requests for commission work, but I try to avoid some of that because what ends up happening is a lot more work than I ever planned on or agreed to. So that's why I have those contracts. What's expected, you know, and all that. I am just really terrible at managing my own time and doing sales. So I wish I had a manager for the other aspect of it, like someone to do my media, even though I have a bachelor's in graphic design, so I mean, in media, so part of my knowledge base is in all that. I just trying to manage all of it on top of one thing is a lot of work, so having someone else to do some of that would be really cool. I just can't afford to pay for it. You know, if I had someone managing the prints and all that stuff, that'd be awesome. But anyways, just spouting along here. Nothing too important, really. Hey, football, hello. How you doing? So yeah, why wouldn't you just use a photo? Well, okay, so I heard once that, and this was, I thought pretty interesting about art and the direction of it, that sometimes it's not about the outcome, it's about the process to get there. And so when we do kind of the realism of a photo, there are some differences, but it's also the process it takes to get there, the journey of it. But that's kind of what I look at. That's what the issue is. I was using the other sharpener. It takes off a little bit less. Doing good, football. Just trying to get back into my groove of art schedule and stuff with workload. So it's been a bit hit and miss lately. Not intentional. So, how about you? How are things? Can we plan any music while streaming? I have music on, you know, the no copyright stuff, so that I don't get strikes, because for some reason I get a lot of notifications, so I don't know if it's a setup I have or what, but I just play what is under the no copyright law. But what music do you like to listen to? Rock music? Yeah. Yeah, I like a lot of rock music too. If I could, I'd be playing probably a lot of AC/DC, Zeppelin. Crud, I can't even go through my list right now. Who I'm thinking of. I play a lot more, for sure. But I tried doing that a couple other times, and I don't know. I don't know if it's someone reporting me or what. Like, why I get so much flack, but I see everyone else doing it, and then I try it, and it's like, nope, not today, not for you. So. I think go on and solidify this one here. There's definitely some new music on this list I haven't heard yet. Alright, that's my notification. I gotta get ready for my other appointment here. And the worst song to end on, too. Probably my least favorite. For sure. I have a full here. So, I'm gonna make sure that I stick to that. But it looks like it's starting to come together, eh? Alright, so I will look into some rock music, because yes, I would like to change up the genre from time to time too. I just need to find a good, no copyrights option for it. I mean, I do know many that don't do anything with, you know, like music. I could do that, but I do like having something on. I just kind of focus on the ASMR of it and all the noises and whatnot. Alright, I wanted to get this side done before I quit, but let's see here. That was kind of my goal. Ah! It's a dreaded phone call!